Hello everyone, this is Oliver from Neo, and today we are going to talk about two stem teas from the same farmer, and I brought here two stem teas from Gyokuro. Normally these teas are called Karigane, so higher grade, or stem teas which are coming from higher grades teas. But Mr. Sakamoto actually has two different qualities, and he differentiates them through the Kukicha, which is on my right hand side, and the other one is the Karigane. The difference between these two teas is really that the Karigane seems to have better leaves, a little bit thicker leaves, bigger leaves, and the Kukicha is a little bit of a mix of smaller leaves, a little bit of dusty leaves mixed together with the stems of the tea. Also, the Karigane seems to have a little bit of a high percentage of leaves versus stems. Meanwhile, the Kukicha seems to have more stems in it. So you can see this very good here, that some dust here on the side, and the leaves are definitely smaller of this tea. Meanwhile, the Karigane seems very clean and very wholesome as a tea without any dust. So let's go right into these two teas. For this I have brought two of the same Kyushu of black clay Kyushu. That's Kyushus which I like a lot together with Gyokuro, especially. It's Kyushu which roundens, which softens the tea additionally. So we should have a very nice round, full-bodied umami note of these two teas. Good. Let's go right into it. When we have a smell of these two teas, so let's see what the taste in before the dry leaf is like. So Kukicha first. I have quite a strong hay note here, a little bit of a greenish spinachy note, fresh spinach note, and like kind of a little fine cut grass note. This is what I get here as first dry leaf notes. Then let's go in this here. Very similar to the Kukicha, but I have a deeper, more full-bodied flavor profile. There's more sweetness, or seems to be more sweetness in this tea. There's a little bit of a fruity note as well coming with the leaves. So here a little bit more fruitiness, and here definitely more of the grassiness and the sweet note definitely more present in the Karigane. Now let's just use the water. We use 150 milliliters, 65 degrees Celsius, around 155 Fahrenheit. Lid on. And now we're gonna wait a little bit longer than a minute, I would say 1.5 minutes, until these two teas are done. So after 1.5 minutes of brewing time, we're gonna take these two teas and we're gonna pour them into the glass. First the Karigane, and second the Kukicha. Try to get out all the water until the last drop, and you have a clean and fresh brewing also the second time. And already now you can see there's a difference between these two teas. We definitely can see that this one here has more of the dust. You already see that at the bottom you already have sediments, and also the tea water is kind of more in the dark green color. And with the other one, so with the Karigane water, you see it's much cleaner, it's much more in this kind of golden, brighter color, a little bit more green. And here we already got a little bit of a dark note as well in the Kukicha water. So I would say when you just look at the water, I expect here a little bit more of this hay flavor, a little bit more of the strong note of maybe late summer grass, and here with the Karigane I am expecting much more of kind of a round sweet note. But let's see what these teas are like and how they are showing themselves in terms of taste. Let's start with the Kukicha. So I have definitely a strong note of the hay flavor, so this is definitely strong in this tea. Then you have kind of an additional sweetness. You have umami now. I have kind of a wooden note as well, so the hay transforms in a little bit of a wooden note, but you have a sweetness going with it. So unless or like besides of the smell of the dry leaves, you have much more of sweetness coming in. So it's not really pronounced in the leaves, in the dry leaves, but here in the tasting I can see that I have first this hay note, then it gets a little bit wooden, and then the sweetness comes really into the whole mix of the taste. There's a little bit, so you can really, what's typical for stem teas is this minerally side, and here I can really feel also slight tingling. It's a little bit kind of a citrusy note, slight astringency mixing also into the flavor profile. So we get the hay, the wood, a little bit of a tingling on the top of the tongue, especially now I'm further down in the glass. And I have a lot of sweetness, a lot of umami. So this tea definitely for somebody who likes it a little bit stronger, who likes it a little bit on this minerally wooden side, hay side. It's a little bit of a drier taste profile, but it's not kind of drying my mouth. It's just on the taste note itself. It's a little bit drier. And now let's go into the Karigane. So now I'm really curious. Oh wow, completely different. So here we don't have a strong pronunciation of the taste of the hay, so there's nothing in the wooden section in this tea, but when I took it in I was really thinking that I'm eating a honey melon. So it's really sweet and fruity, so what I already had in the nose of this fruitiness, of the sweetness, definitely is pronounced in this tea. And this is much more smoothness compared to the Kukicha. So you see that the higher amount of the stems in the Kukicha for me is really pronouncing more of a wooden, of a kind of a hay flavor, a dry flavor, letting space later for a little bit of sweetness. Here we are directly confronted with a strong fruitiness, a round tea. Have a little sweet apple. It's not green apple, so it's a normal apple taste. A little bit of pear, but this melon flavor is really getting through. So here definitely a melon taste profile, sweetness. There's also savory notes, so the umami is kicking in the later stage. So a very beautiful, sweet, round, smooth note of this tea. Meanwhile, here we are more in the wooden, dry, and a little bit hay flavor profile. So same farmer, different slight differences in appearance of the tea, as you could see before, and definitely in the taste profile very, very different. So for me, this tea would be for somebody also which is looking a little bit for a strong character, or a little bit of a strong intense tea, is not shy to take something which is a little bit more kind of on the acid side, a little bit more of a slight astringency in it, and have really a kind of this strong wooden flavor. If you're more on the smooth side, round side, fruity side, then the Karigane is definitely something for you. So here we're much more or much closer to a Gyokuro. There's a little bit of a difference. There's not so much of the umami, so it seems like that the stems, they smoothen down kind of this intense umami flavor you can get, like this savory taste note you can get from a Gyokuro, and here you got much more of fruitiness, of a round sweet note coming with the tea. Definitely for me, my favorite in this tasting would now be the Karigane. I like it pretty much when there's kind of a nice fruitiness with it. This tea I would rather, so the Kukicha I would rather drink in the afternoon or late afternoon, definitely when I already ate several times and my palate has already tasted a lot of flavors. Then you need a little bit more of an intense flavor profile, so the Kukicha rather something for the afternoon. Meanwhile, the Karigane can be something very beautiful for the morning or also for the early afternoon. Good. So this has been this tasting of these two teas, the comparisons. I hope you like it, and if you ever have a question, leave a comment and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks a lot, and bye bye.